Welcome back to the channel. My name is Abel and welcome back to Local to Global with Tonbridge Angels on FM22 and the start of Season 2. We will at the very least be starting the season with Tonbridge. Whether we finish the season with them or not remains to be seen, and this is a Tonbridge side under new ownership. That's right, we had a takeover. Today we're taking on Welling in our first game of the season. We're at home. Hopefully we can get off to a winning start. Of course, we got to the playoffs last season. Let's see if we can get another playoff finish and maybe get promotion this year. If we're in charge at the end of the season, that is. As always, if you're enjoying this series, drop a like down below and leave comments. They are the best ways to support the channel. In the comments, want a prediction. Where do you think we'll finish this season? And if you haven't done so already, or if you're new, then do subscribe, turn notifications on. Let's jump into the brand new season with the Angels. So, of course, we finished in 4th last season, got it into the playoffs. We defeated Concord Rangers at home, but unfortunately rotated a lot for the next game, and we lost 3-1 at home to Hampton and Richmond Borough. It was 2-1. We got an equalising goal to make it 2-2 in stoppage time, but that was disallowed, and then Hampton and Richmond Borough scored a free kick to win the game. They lost in the final, though, to Hemel Hempstead. So they joined Ebbsfleet in getting promoted to the National League. And this season we are joined by Wealdstone, Borehamwood and Dover, who all join the National League South. So I imagine that will mean that some of the southern sides are going to have to move into National League North. Although we do now have 24 teams in the National League North and South. So maybe it was just a season to try and get things sorted out, because obviously COVID did kind of interfere with things. After our playoff finish last season, our predicted finish has been bumped up to around mid-table, 13th place, 20-1 to win the title. So as I mentioned, there was a takeover in the summer. The new owners, it's a fan-owned club now. They want another top half finish this season, which I think is going to be tough to do again, but we'll give it our best shot. Again, FA Cup 4th qualifying round, but we'll try our best to get to the FA Cup proper, maybe get a bit of a payday there. 3 players have left the club, the first of which is Jack Westerstute, the Australian goalkeeper we brought in last season. Played 14 games for Tonbridge last season, made a few mistakes. He was dropped in favour of John Henley, who was much better and much more reliable. So Westerstute left at the end of his contract, so we are going to need to sign a backup goalkeeper at some point. Finlay McNabb didn't really play too much for us, only made 8 appearances. He came to the end of his contract and Hungerford picked him up, so he's left. Tommy Wood's the most notable departure. He wouldn't sign a new deal. So he was on a rolling contract, one of those month-to-month contracts. But once we actually brought in a couple of strikers, he said, right, you got to let me go now because I want to find a new club. We'll see if he finds a new club or not. He's still a free agent. If no one's going to pick him up, then we might go back in for him because he got 25 goals in all competitions last season. So I'd like to see if we can maybe get him back, but it's not looking likely. So the takeover meant that we were under a transfer embargo, so we couldn't sign players for about a month, I think it was. I think it took about a month for it to be all sorted out. Not only could we not sign players, we couldn't even get players in on trial. And because we have so few scouts, the trials are the things that I use to try and determine whether we want to sign a player or not. Because if you get players in on trial for 2 weeks, you know their attributes. You'll find out what their attributes are after a 2-week trial. We couldn't even trial players. So I was basically scouting players blind in the hope that they'd, be good for us, which was costing us money. So it did make it very difficult for us to get players, but we have got plenty in. And, some of them might be good, some might not be. There was a little bit of panic buying at the end, but let's see who we brought in. So first up, we have a right back. This is Jazzy Barnum Bob, who last played for Dulwich Hamlet, only a couple of times though. He's a right back, so he's going to be, a bit of a backup for Jamie Fielding. Athletically, he's pretty good. And, passing's not too bad at 9. The crossing and dribbling at 9. Again, it's okay. Decent teamwork, but, physically, he's fine. So he's coming at right back. £300 a week for him. We have this midfielder in on loan from Charlton Athletic. I definitely didn't sign him because his name is essentially Dick Chin. He's a centre mid with decent passing and decision making. Acceleration's not too bad. Stamina's quite low though. First touch is okay. Ronnie Vint is a centre back who's in on a non-contract. Last played for Hemel Hempstead, who got promoted to the National League. 10, 8, 9's not too bad for those technical attributes. Fairly aggressive, pretty brave. Not bad jumping reach at 5'11" as well. So hopefully he can win some stuff in the air. Maybe get a goal or two at the other end, but I think he'll be a backup centre back. Greg Lewis is a centre forward that can sort of play out wide as well. Some decent technical attributes here. First touch isn't too bad. Finishing in 9 is fine. He's determined. He's not terrible off the ball. And the same for Aaron Blair. He's on loan from our senior affiliate Dagenham and Redbridge. He's again a wide player that can play as a centre forward. Again, athletically, he's pretty good. First touch isn't too bad. The off the ball's decent. Also on loan from Dagenham and Redbridge, we have Jack Bolton. He's a left back. Not bad tackling. Again, determined. Not bad with the positioning. And physically, again, not too bad at all. Jamie Bradley Green's another, squad option for centre-back. He's pretty good, actually. 6'1", 12 jumping reach and 13 heading. I think that's pretty good for National League South. Josh Oyinsan's come in as a centre-forward, another non-contract player. Didn't play a game for Eastbourne Borough, but 13 heading and 17 jumping reach. And the target forward, that is nowhere near as good as Tommy Wood, but can hopefully be the man that we need for that. But with the main striker we have this season, direct might not be the way to go, but we'll deal with that when we get to it. This is Hussein Bieler or Beiler. I'm not quite sure how that's said, but he's another right back option. Pace is good, aggressive, decent positioning and work rate, 9 marking, 10 first touch. A fullback that can sort of get forward if he needs to, and with 8 crossing, I think he can maybe get some attacking returns for us. And last signing is Sam Bellis. He's a centre forward. He's on £500 a week for us. So, probably one of our most expensive players. He was in the Southampton and Man City youth teams. But he's pacey, he's good off the ball, he's got good heading, finishing with 9's not too bad. So he could be a target forward, could be a pressing forward. He's a sort of bit, not really a jack of all trades, but, he can play sort of any sort of role up front, really. So this is kind of what we're looking at in terms of our system. I think we'll stick with the 4-3-3 with the defensive midfielder. Bellis will be our main man up top, but we've got a couple of decent prospects in behind him and maybe Oyinsan as well. On the left, we've got Joe Turner. We could probably do with one more attacking midfielder there to be back up for Joe. On the right, we've still got Modeste here. We've still got Courtney Watson here, although they're on month-to-month contracts. So if we can get one of those re-signed, that might be good. Centre mid, we've got Loft and Beer. Ben Clark's gone back to the New Saints, doesn't want to be reloaned, but Dick Chin's in. We still have Tom Parkinson here, and he was good last season despite only being 2 stars, so I feel like he can still do a job at defensive midfield, but we're definitely looking for another defensive midfielder in there. And then the back line, I think I'm very happy with. We had a good back line. Webb, Clements, Miles and Fielding still going to be our preferred back 4, but we do have a few reinforcements in there. And in goal, John Henley is going to stay as our first choice, but we do need a backup for him. So we still need to get some players, and I still think we definitely need a left-sided player, a defensive midfielder, and a backup goalkeeper. And that should probably do us, I think. I think that will be a good enough squad to get us, a good season and hopefully get us into the playoffs once again. But as long as we can keep a top half finish, then that will please our new board. So with all that said, let's jump into the first game of the season. We host Welling. So a quick pick will give us this. I think Bellis can play as a target man, so I think we will probably keep the same system, but if things go pear-shaped, we can always change things up. So Bellis will make his debut up top. Dick Chin's going to play alongside Tom Beer. And I think Jack Bolton, because he can cover left and centre-back, and Beiler, because he can cover right-back and maybe left-back as well. And then centre-forwards, we've got a few to choose from, but I think today we're going to go Greg Lure as our striker on the bench. And on the Welling bench, we do have Brandon Channell, who was a centre-back we had last season, who was decent, but got replaced in the starting 11 by Kieran Clements, who was really good. We signed him, and he was really, really good. Hopefully, we can have a good start to our season today. Try and get 3 points on the board straight away. Let's see what we can do. I think our first game last season was goalless against Dartford. So, if we can avoid defeat on the first day of the season, that would be good. Let's see how this opening game goes. There is a long highlight from kickoff here, which does make me slightly worried that there may be an early goal here within a minute. And here is Winter. And there might be a chance here, but the cross was easy to deal with by Fielding, and Henley sends it long, and that will be the end of the opening highlight. I did get a bit worried then. That was a long opening highlight. Hampton and Richmond Borough have already taken a 1-0 lead. And here we go. Bad ball there, and it's Joe Turner, and he sends through Sam Bellis, and could this be a debut goal? It is! 6.5 minutes gone. Sam Bellis gets his first goal for the Angels, and it was a pretty simple goal, really. Not great play by the Welling side. They gave the ball away here from the big clearance. Ngapisi with a bad ball, and Joe Turner with a through ball to Sam Bellis, easily over the goalkeeper, and a simple goal, really. A pretty bad goal for Welling to concede. Take a 1-0 lead. 11 minutes gone. Winter with the throw for Welling. Here he is. And the cross looking for Candy, but well dealt with by Sonny Miles. Is he the captain or the vice captain? Either Loft or Miles is captain, and I don't remember which one. Here's McGrory. Bearwish takes it away from Bradley Webb. That's a good cross. Candy with a header, and it's in. Welling equalised. 12th minute of the game. Chike Candy or Chike Candy. I don't know how that's said. Chike, maybe. But it is 1 goal apiece. We'll see the ball again here. It was McGrory with the ball out wide for Bearwish. And he got the ball away from Bradley Webb. Good first touch. But pulls it back for Winter. And Candy with a free header, really. And it's 1-1. And Bearwish again. And I think there's going to be a bit of trouble on that flank. Andrew goes for goal. And that was just over. But, you know, not a bad effort there. First 20 minutes, we have not done well. Passing's been much better by Welling. And we just haven't managed to keep the ball very well. And, well, that was an easy goal there for Candy. It's 2-1 Welling now. And pretty much an open goal there. I don't know what Henley knew what he was doing. And I don't think he knew what he was doing here as well. McGrory with the free kick. Keeper's in the middle of nowhere. No defending from the set piece, and we're now behind. Here's Chin, Turner to Bellis, and Courtney Watson might be a chance to get equal here, but the save made by Warner. Okay, about 3 minutes left of the first half. We've given up a lot of possession to Welling today, so that's something we'll need to sort out for the second half. Here's Turner. He's going to try and beat his man here. Goes back to Bradley Webb. Here's Bellis to Parkinson. And Clements. And keeping the ball here. Just make sure we do not give it away. Our pass completion was a lot lower than Welling's was. Welling with some really good passing. And here's Dick Chin! And it's a good save by Warner. Chin's going to keep this in, and that hits the side netting, I think. Tonbridge with a corner here. Can we equalise before half-time, maybe? It's headed away by Winter. Watson should get to this first, and he does. And here's Miles. Watson. And again, just keep the ball well and try and create that opening. Because, yeah, the possession has not been in our favour today. Here's Bellis. And here's Watson. Watson goes for goal, and that blazes over the bar. Okay, half-time. We do trail. It's Tonbridge 1, Welling 2. Improved a bit. I mean, possession still 39-61. But in terms of shots and chances, we've probably actually been the better team. I don't think we deserve to be behind. But we're giving up a lot of possession. So that needs to change. If we go into our tactics, let's see what we can do to try and get a bit more of the ball. Let's take off the focus through the middle. And let's lower that tempo a little bit. We're going to go keep that direct style. But I'm just going to drop that tempo ever so slightly. Just try and calm things down. And maybe be a bit more patient with the passing. That might see us do a bit better. But hopefully we'll get back into this game quite quickly. We did lead. But then Welling with 2 goals to put them in front. And Tom Beer here with a free kick 2 minutes into the second half. And it's headed away. And Sonny Miles gets to the ball first. And here's Beer again. We're missing some options on the right-hand side here. Watson's sitting very narrow. But he's got the ball here. And that's a good cross. And Bellis hits the bar. And there was a big chance there to equalise and make it 2-2. And Candy's on a hat-trick. And he's been a real problem this game. And this whole right-hand side has as well. Bradley Webb goes in for the tackle. Candy with a shot. And that's over. But he's looking for that hat-trick. Definitely been some poor performers out there today. Tom Beers had a really poor game. I think we'll get him off. And bring on Mr. Doug Loft. So Loft's going to move to the left of the midfield. Chin's going to move to the right. Watson's going to come off and Ricky Modesta's going to come on. So a double change with an hour played. Can we get back into this game? I don't think we deserve to be losing. It's been a close game, but looking at the XG, I think we're unlucky to be behind here. Freel with a free kick for Welling. And that's headed away by Parkinson. And here's Loft, who's come on for the disappointing Tom Beer, but he's lost the ball there. He was looking for a run of some sorts, and there wasn't one. And here's Bearwish. And he's going to go to Winter, probably. He is. This has been a real issue for us. Freel with a cross, headed away by Kieran Clements. Modeste probably should have cleared that on a bit and not let it bounce. We probably would have got the ball away there. And Freel to Candy, who's still looking for that hat-trick. And he might get a chance to get one here, but it's straight at John Henley. I'm going to widen that defence a bit. We're giving him a lot of space out wide. And they've got quite a few crosses in this game. Let's go attacking as well. We've got, well, not quite 10 minutes, just over 10 minutes to go here. We want to try and get a win, or get a point if we can. But Andrew with a shot. Great block there by Kieran Clements, though. It's going to be a corner. But hasn't been a great performance here today. There's been some poor performers out there. I don't think we deserve to be losing, but definitely lacking something. Definitely lacking something. Bearwish and Freel, and again, they're having so much space on in these channels. But that's dealt with well. And here's Chin. Can we break now? 81st minute. It's a ball for Bellis, but he's got a lot of work to do. That's a good ball for Joe Turner, though. Gives him a bit more space. And Warner comes out to collect that. Right, we've got one more change we can make. We're at 87th minute. Modeste hasn't done well. Webb hasn't done well. Chin's on a 6-5. Let's get Chin off. Let's get Greg Lewis up alongside Sam Bellis. Let's get him on as that poacher. Have Parkinson as the ball winner. And just go for something here. Not a lot of time left to get anything, though. We're into stoppage time. And it doesn't look good. 2 minutes to go. Here's Modeste to Parkinson. There might be a chance here, though. Turner doesn't win the aerial battle. It's Friel that heads it away. But a great cross there by Webb. It's punched away by the keeper. And there's a foul. Looks like it's going to be a defeat at home on the opening day. We've had, well, more or less 94 minutes. But it's not been terrible. But it could have been so much better. 6-3 for Henley, 6-3 for Fielding, 6-4 for Webb. Modeste has been uninspiring since coming on for Courtney Watson. That right-hand side, I think we definitely need something there. Looking at the XG and the shots, I think we were disappointed to lose. But definitely some poor performers out there. Beer also had a bad game. Got a nice early opening goal with Bellis' first goal for the club. But after that, just didn't really create too much. I think we probably still need 3 or 4 players just to fill this squad out and get it looking good. I think we'll definitely look at terminating some of these month-to-month things, like Modeste and Watson, because I don't know that I want to keep them on for the whole time. I think Modeste might be one to let go. He is 34 years old and didn't do great last season. He had a good end to the season, but it was a slow start. So I think right wing, left wing, defensive midfield and goalkeeper. I think that's four spots there that we need to try and fill. And off camera, we've got some tough games. Waldstone and Dover both relegated from the National League. Hornchurch should hopefully be a win. They got promoted. So 2 tough games in there, but definitely some games that we can get some points in. I think we will host Billericay Town next episode. When's our derby against Maidstone? 7th of December. I'll try and get that on camera. And 15th of August. So those are those derbies that we want to watch out for. I think Dover's going to be an interesting one. They were relegated, so I think they're probably a better side than us, but that's a bit of a competitive derby there as well. But I think we'll do Billericay Town next episode. We'll do the usual 5 games off camera, hopefully get some results in there. And then after that, we'll have our sort of FA Cup run start. Hopefully we can get through to the tournament proper, maybe get through all the qualifiers. We'll do Billericay Town next time. Got some tough games off camera, but also some games there where hopefully we can pick up 1 or 2 wins. But that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, drop a like down below and leave comments, as they're the best ways to support the channel. If you haven't done so already, or if you're new, then do subscribe and turn notifications on. And next time at Billericay Town, we lost our first game of the season, but some good signs out there. A debut goal for Sam Bellis. Hopefully we can see some improvements in some areas of the pitch and hopefully get some points and a couple of wins in those games off camera. But that's going to do it for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.